If your time is filled with client work, but your bank account isn't full enough to meet your revenue goals, we need to talk about your pricing. Okay. It's not cute to be booked and busy and broke. All right. So, what we're going to talk about is price your offer without guilt from this week's blog, Set Time Boundaries for Profit. All right. So, if you want to follow along with the blog, go to shaycannon.com/limit. Hey, Chantilly, I hope you just heard my shout out. And I hope you got that information you asked for on yesterday's comments. Again, if you want to follow along the blog, go to shaycannon.com/limit because, again, time is currency, right? And when it comes to your business, what you do with your time is literally going to be money or not money. So until we get it into our mind that it matters what we do with our time and that boundaries protect that time, which means it's protecting our money, we're going to continue to struggle with revenue. Okay. So time is money, boundaries protect time. So boundaries protect your money. All right. So on Monday, what we talked about is how to set business boundaries. Okay. Like, what boundaries do you need to be setting and at what time? Because a lot of people talk about boundaries, but they don't tell you how to set them or which ones to prioritize. Well, on Monday, we talked about the exact business boundaries that you need for your business goals. And we gave you 10 signs you're not doing it right. So go back to part 1 on Monday if you want to find out more about that. Okay. Because we even gave you the 10 strategies. Okay. On Tuesday for part 2, yeah, we talked about starting with you because setting boundaries, right? It starts with you because if you're not doing what you said you were going to do, if you're not honoring the protection that you put in place, then nobody else is going to honor it. Okay. So part 2 was Tuesday. Go back if you want to know how to start with you with these boundaries. And I gave you 10 signs that you're not doing it right and the quick tips to help you to do it right. All right. Yesterday was part 3. And that we finally got to other people. So yesterday we talked about taking back control by setting boundaries for other people. And I told you 10 signs that you're not doing it right. We gave you 10 tips to do it right. And I gave you 10 responses for all of you people pleasers out there that don't quite have the language and the words to tell people, with kindness that you want to. Y'all know I'm straightforward. Y'all are a little more kind. A little too nice for my methods, but hey, I gave you some scripts to go by. So you want to go back to part 3 that was yesterday. Excuse me. Today we're going to finish our series with the biggest boundary that affects your revenue in your business, and that is your pricing. And I bet most of you have never even thought about pricing as a boundary, but I want you to shift your mind and start to understand that that is one of the biggest boundaries for your revenue. Okay. So let's go to the blog. Price your offer without guilt. There is no focus if your price point is failing you. If your business isn't generating the revenue that it should, your rates are often the boundary that's been crossed first by you. Pricing isn't just a number, it's a line in the sand that says, this is what the transformation is worth. This is what it takes to get my time to support that transformation. And this makes sense for my revenue goals. Okay, so that's the shift I need you to start making when you start thinking about pricing. So many entrepreneurs set their prices based on what they think people will pay, or worse, what they have the confidence to charge, forgetting that you're not your own ideal client. The result, you're over here over delivering, underpaid, and scrambling to make volume-based money. Because see, when your price is too low, now you need even more people, right? In a business that was supposed to be premium, okay? Chef's kiss premium is your service, and you over here undercharging. So let's be clear. When your price is too low, your schedule can fill up fast, but your bank account does not. And once people are used to paying discounted rates, they don't suddenly decide to pay your full price later on. So your pricing sets the tone for your boundaries, your energy, and your bank account. So respect it, and others will too. All right. So that's what's in the blog. But here on the morning show, we give you more. All right. So let me pull up these show notes, because what I have for you today are the top 10 signs you do not have proper boundaries with your pricing to increase your revenue, because that's what our pricing is supposed to do. It's supposed to help us make more money. Okay. All right. Number one, you price based on emotions, not economics. Okay. You over there feeling guilty and got fear and insecurities going on. And that's how you over here setting your rates. So, your quick tip: before finalizing your offer, run it through 3 filters. Y'all know I'm loving giving y'all these frameworks of filters to start thinking about first. Okay. The first one: does this make sense for my time? Okay. The second one: does it make sense for the client result that they're going to get? And last but not least, does this make sense for my revenue goals? Okay. So this is what we have to think about when we setting these prices. I understand that some of y'all are like, I just ain't good at setting these prices, and you start just pulling them out the air. Well, this is going to help you make that air a little richer. Okay. Number 2, you discount your offer, all but eliminating a decent margin, profit margin. Okay. So yeah, some of y'all over here trying to win the race to the bottom with the lowest prices, and you're not considering that you're not just in it to charge something, you're in it to make money and a profit. Okay. So the quick tip: predetermine the value of the offer, the regular price for the offer, the promotional price for the offer, and the lowest discounted price for the offer. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 prices for one offer. We want to go ahead and predetermine, so that basically what we're doing is making sure that beforehand, before we even tell anybody the number, we're making sure we have an acceptable profit margin baked into this number. Okay. It's already determined before we even put it out to the public. All right. Number 3, you lower your price to close the sale, even when the client didn't ask you to. Come on now. Cut it out. Okay. So the best thing that you can do here, the quick tip, and we've talked about this before, is practice saying your price and shutting up. Say your price, shut up. Okay. Y'all taking it as an uncomfortable silence, and y'all are filling that silence with your insecurities. Okay. So you over there thinking, oh, they think it's too expensive. Oh, I'm about to lose them. And they over there thinking, oh, okay, so if I switch this around and this around, I can go ahead and get started on this day. You don't know what those people are thinking. So stop filling that silence. Go ahead and get comfortable with saying your price. Shut up. All right. All right. Number 4, you base your price on what you think your audience can afford, not on what the service is worth. Y'all stay in your client's pockets. You stay swaying they can't afford that or they won't pay that. Okay. Your quick tip is do a quick audit of your actual costs and your revenue goal to see where your offer needs to be per client. Right. Because sometimes it's nothing like reminding yourself that you're struggling. Okay. And if you charge a little more and quit worrying about what they can afford and what they can't, because they're forever buying what they want. Put that price out there based on your struggle. Okay. All right. Number 5, you justify low prices with, well, it doesn't take me that long to do it. See, we as service-based businesses, baby, we bad about that. The product-based businesses, they got it right in front of them. Hey, I paid this much for that thing, and I need this much above and beyond what I paid as a profit. Product-based businesses, they got it. Us as service-based business, because it's coming out of our brain, because it's just our time, and it didn't take us that long, or we're willing to reduce that price. All right, your quick tip: write down the full transformation you provide and look at the value of that outcome, not how long it took you to do a task. Okay? They're not paying you per hour, ma'am. They're paying you for all of that knowledge that you had that took more than an hour for you to learn. They're paying you for the framework that actually works to put them where they want to be. And so that's the value they're paying for. They're not paying for the fact that it took you just an hour to do. Okay, so get it out your mind. All right, number 6, you keep adding bonuses and extra stuff in there to make yourself feel all right about this higher ticket price. Okay, now there's a difference out there. I'm not telling you don't have no bonuses. I'm not telling you not to add value above and beyond the regular offer. What I'm telling you is, as a quick tip, okay, know what the value of the core transformation is on its own. Because see, some of y'all are giving so much value in the core transformation. Hey, one or two things on that bonus end is enough. So that's the first thing. But the second thing I want you to do is find bonuses that add value to the offer without costing you value over and above the revenue you're going to make. Let me say that another way so I can make sure that you got me. When you adding something as a bonus, stop adding in more of your time. Stop adding in stuff that costs you more than what they paying for the original offer. Cut it out. Okay? Next, number 7. You offer payment plans with no boundaries. It's okay to offer a payment plan. That's an awesome strategy. However, you need boundaries, okay? So the quick tip is create clear payment plan terms, and it should include like consequences for missed payments. And make sure that your payment plans don't go beyond you servicing the client. Let me tell you how, if it takes you 3 months to service the client, they should not have a 6-month payment plan, or what's going to happen is you probably not going to get month 4 through 6. Okay, they already got what they need. Why would they continue to pay you? And yes, there are people out there like that, whether you're like that or not. Okay, and so the protections are against those that will take advantage. So if your service takes 3 months, your payment plan can only be 3 monthly payments. Okay, now there are other things out there. If they want to do 6 months, 12 months, you can go get a third-party funder and they can pay them that longer payment plan, and that third-party funder will pay you in full. So there's another way to do it. However, the payment plans that you have that are in-house, where it's like you are financing them, okay, that can't go beyond your service. Okay, great. Number 8, you undercharge because you're afraid of refund requests. Yeah, some of y'all out there just assuming everybody that give you money gonna ask for it back. Okay, now the more volume that you do, the more refunds you may have to process. This is true, but that's a growth game. And that's usually not the case when we're first starting out and we don't have that many clients coming in. However, whether you do or not, this is the quick tip. Okay. Number 1, I want you to add a written refund policy to your terms. Okay. If you got a contract, add them to the contract. But if all you got is terms and conditions for your offer, add them in there so that you're not negotiating refunds out of fear. The terms are already set. This is what they agreed for when they gave you the money, okay? But this is another thing that you can do. You can create an account to be like a trust account. Now, it doesn't have to be a legal trust account. You can just open a business account and treat it as though it's a trust account. And what that means is money comes in, but it doesn't go out to your expenses until a certain point. Okay. And that point could be once work starts. That point could be once the deadline for refunds is up. Like, it depends on what your terms are. So if you got questions about that, let me know. Okay. Number 9, you haven't raised your prices in over a year. You haven't raised your prices in over a year. So if your experience, skills, and results have grown, your rate should increase too. So that's the quick tip. But I want you to set a recurring quarterly check-in. Okay, so every quarter when you're checking in with your business growth, I want you to look at your pricing. Okay, and especially, see, some of us have some offers that get more valuable over time just by what the offer is. So if you have an offer that has, let's say, some type of educational library attached to it, and you're constantly adding things to this library, or you have some type of monthly thing where every month you're doing a training, so they're getting access to a new training every month. That thing is virtually getting more and more valuable over time, so that price should be also increasing over time. Okay, because the entire membership is worth more. Think about it. The person that's coming in now has access to everything that you have built in there, and so that price needs to be higher. Number 10, you offer custom pricing for everyone. Now, please stop. Please stop doing that. When we had the week where we talked about the proposals and how you need a templated proposal, and to have a templated proposal, you have to go ahead and kind of map out what are the main phases of your business. Excuse me. That's going to help you to have a structured pricing for that offer, for that service. It may vary, but you should be able to say that my baseline service for this thing is this amount. Okay. So you should be able to give them that amount for a basic service. Okay, the service may have tiers, there may be some caveats, but that don't mean you just be trying to calculate the service with every person that comes and asks you for a price. All right, so the quick tip: standardize your offer pricing so you can track the performance, the cash flow, and your profits. Okay, cool beans. Now, the question of the day is, and this might take a little thinking about, and that's okay. But the question of the day is understanding that the lower your price is, the more you're going to have to sell your offer to hit your revenue goals. Okay. So think about that. And then my question is going to be, does your current pricing make it easier or harder for you to meet your revenue goals? Let me put this over here on the YouTube side. Hey, T. Lynn, we got Tracy over here. We got Glow over here. We got Kimberly came out of the studio and went over here. And we got Chantalie. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay, so YouTube, you can put your answer to the question over there in the YouTube live chat. In studio, I think everybody in here can come off the mic. So we'll start with Shawana Kennedy, Kennedy Media. But first, I'm going to go back through these top 10 signs you do not have proper boundaries with your pricing that will increase your revenue. And I'll give you the quick tip for each. All right. So number one was your price is based on, that shit says your price is based on emotions, not economics. The quick tip: before finalizing your offer, think about these three things. Does it make sense for your time? Does it make sense for the transformation that they get? And does it make sense for your revenue? All right. Number two, you discount your offer, all but eliminating a decent profit margin. The quick tip is create a predetermined 4 levels of your pricing for every offer you have. Number one, know the total value of it. Number two, know what your regular price is. Number three, know what your promotional price is going to be. And number four, know what your lowest discount price is for each offer. That way it's predetermined. And when you're at certain points, you already know where you're willing to go for your revenue goal for that particular campaign. All right. Number three, you lower your price to close the sale even when the client didn't ask for it. The quick tip: tell these folks your price and shut up. Stop thinking get out their pocket, all of that good stuff. Say your price and shut up. All right. Number four, you base your price on what you think your audience can afford. So yeah, this is gonna be that one of quit thinking and redirect what you think they can afford to what you can afford and what you can't afford. So look at your own struggle, because you're over here discounting so that you are aligned with what you should be focused on. You shouldn't be focused on their pockets. You should be focused on your pockets. All right. Number five, you justify low prices with, well, it didn't take me that long. Quick tip: write down the full transformation that you're providing for everybody and look at the full outcome, not just this task, because you're not getting paid for the hour that you worked on. You're getting paid for the knowledge that it took for you to get them the transformation that they value. All right. All right. Number six, you keep adding bonuses to make the price feel worth it. Now, First of all, I want you to start off with as a quick tip because it's okay to add bonuses, but how many bonuses you adding in there and how much is it costing you to add those bonuses in? So I want you to first of all revisit what is the value of the core offer because sometimes the core offer can stand alone with one or two bonuses. So why are you adding more? Okay. But even when you add bonuses, how much is the bonus costing you? So you should not be paying more to get them as a customer than they're paying for the original offer. All right. Number seven, you offer payment plans with no boundaries, okay? Payment plans are great, great strategy, okay? But you cannot offer a payment plan without terms of when they have to pay, what happens when they don't pay on time, and also you should never have a payment plan that goes further out into the future than the end of the service. Number eight, you undercharge because you're afraid of refund requests. So this is where you need a written refund policy in your contracts, in your terms and conditions. It's also where you can do that trust account hack, where you basically create an account that is just for when clients bring money in and you hold the money there separate from your operational account that's going to pull and withdraw expenses. So you hold it there until either you start working or the deadline of when they can get a refund has passed. Number nine, you haven't raised your prices in over a year. The quick tip, set a recurring quarterly check-in to look at your pricing, see what has gone up in value about your offer, and let's align the pricing to increase with that. Last but not least, number 10, you offer custom pricing to everybody. Come on now, your quick tip is standardize your pricing. There should be a basic, it's okay to have a price range, but you should know how much your basic service should be, what the caveats are, the add-ons, and all of that kind of stuff. So, all right, those were the 10. Let's start with Shawana Kennedy Media. Understanding that that the lower your price is, the more you're gonna have to sell your offer. Does your current pricing make it easier or harder for you to meet your revenue goals? Shawana Kennedy.
Well, it's actually been almost 2 years now where I took a trip to Mexico. And because of that roadmap and the things that we did to peel back
Mhm.
layers during my trip with you, Shay, the roadmap really did help me to come back and shift my pricing because
Yes.
at least seven of the 10 things that you said, I definitely at some point in my business was guilty of doing it. And
Yes.
so now with the pricing structure, I can meet my revenue goal, of course, with lead gen, but with the pricing now, it's no reason why I couldn't meet my goal. So it is
Love
because
it.
of that roadmap, guys. So if you have not talked to Shay, you really do because that roadmap, that's one of the things that you get into with what it really looks like with the services that you provide to make you go through the A through Z of what that looks like and to show you really what it is that you're doing that you're definitely undercharging. So I was guilty of at
Most
least
definitely.
seven of those things, and it's been a couple of years now that I've shifted my prices, and I've definitely seen a huge increase in my revenue because
Mhm.
of what we did together. So thank you.
I love that. But I heard you say it's been a couple of years since you increased, so you understand it's time to do it again, right?
Oh yeah, no. That's when the whole if this is what you're doing, then you need to do better. But
Gotcha.
since then,
Gotcha.
I did move
Oh, you just
everybody, and
mean that's when the mindset shift happened.
yeah, that's when I
Gotcha.
got over that. Be quiet, Shawana. Stop talking yourself out of business. And so
Yes.
yeah, now I
Yes.
definitely do charge accordingly. I do.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's go to Dr. Ayana. Dr. Ayana, understanding that the lower your price, the more you have to sell your offer. Does your current pricing make it easier or harder for you to meet your revenue goals?
Very happy Juneteenth to all of God's children around the world. I do believe that the current pricing will and does help me to meet my goals. Um, what was I going to say? But I really think that I lost my thought.
Mhm.
Um, I was thinking of a couple of things. I was thinking about the transformation, this whole thing, this mindset shift where you begin
Mhm.
to understand that, you're charging based on transformation. And I
Yes.
really appreciate learning that part. But I think that, um, that the pricing does do what it's supposed to do. It's just a matter of needing to revisit the goals. I really think that's an issue, not necessarily the pricing. I think the pricing is doing what it's supposed to do, but I do think I need to revisit the revenue goals. But
Mhm.
as a point of appreciation, I did want to also bring up, that's where I got kind of tripped up. My mind was going ahead of the question. I really do appreciate this piece about understanding and learning that you're charging based on the transformation. That has been so important and transformative to me. I love that part. So sorry
Yeah.
for the fumble, but thank you, Shay.
No problem. You just thinking as you go along, and we're all right with that. So Dr. Ayana, one thing I do want to say is when you look at your revenue goals, that
Mm-hmm.
may affect your pricing, right?
Okay.
Because when you look at your revenue goals, what I want you to now understand is when I break my annual revenue goal down to the monthly revenue goal, how many of this offer do I have to sell to meet this monthly revenue goal? And see, if how many you sell, you know what I'm saying, is going beyond your capabilities of selling, then that might mean the price too low,
Okay.
right? So
Got it.
that's what this question is centered around, right?
Mm,
So if you got to sell 10,000 of your offer to make your revenue go, that price ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
very
So what's going on? Or your revenue goal is not realistic. But most of us go under what our revenue goal really should be. So I doubt that's the issue. So when you look at your revenue goal, actually calculate how many of my offer per month would I have to sell to meet this revenue goal. Okay.
got it.
Cool
Perfect.
beans.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Heather. Heather, understanding that the lower your price is, the more of your offer you're going to have to sell. Does your current pricing make it easier or harder to meet your revenue goals?
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Shay. This is awesome as always. But one of the things I learned probably 5 years ago when I made a horrible pricing mistake
Mm-hmm.
was that I charged somebody a price and they were like, I was going to pay you 10 times that amount. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm sorry, what now? And she's
Yes.
like, it's always about the value to the client, not to you.
Yes.
So repeating, basically piggybacking on what you said, right? Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how long it took me to learn this or how long it's going to take, or I'm sorry, how long it's going to take me to do it. It's the expertise and the time that led up and all the experience that leads up to the moment of me being able to do it, plus the value to you. So my thing is I think my offer is priced fine. But well, mostly it's priced fine. So I would say number one is really what I have to look at
Okay.
mostly. So does it make sense for my time? Does it
Mm-hmm.
make sense for the client result? And does it help me reach my revenue goal? So number one for me.
I like that. Another thing I want you and others that are listening to consider is sometimes when your price is too low, you actually lose clients because see the clients understand the value of what they're asking, and if your price is too low, they looking at you like, oh, you don't know what you're doing, or you just starting, or something is wrong. But I'm not going to take a chance on you because that price is way too low because I understand the value of what I'm asking for. Right. So that would be like somebody telling you that they can fly you from Wisconsin to Europe for $20. You already know that you don't look at that as a great deal. You looking at that as I'm finna die on something, or you just gonna take my money.
Right?
But
Like, is it a
$20
hot
don't
air
make
balloon?
listen, listen, okay? So your price can be too low. So stop the race to the bottom. So that's one thing I want y'all to understand. Another thing I want y'all to keep an eye on, this is a little hack that I try to use, right? Is I look, when I tell my price and I shut up and these people immediately say, okay, I immediately feel like that price was too damn low. Hold up. Let me start looking at this price. But I don't just look at the price. You know what else I look at? I look at who is this person that immediately told me yes, because this person and whoever they are and all their traits might be my new ideal client. Y'all get that? So number one, if this person has come right on in and immediately, yeah, what a link. Okay, that's great. Let me raise this price after them, right? But also, baby, who are you? I need more of you. So let me now compare who you are to who I thought my ideal client is, because baby, it is way more ideal for somebody to just be like with a link. So y'all remember that too, okay? Cool beans. Let's go to Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi, understanding that the lower your price is, the more you're going to sell that offer. Is your current pricing making it easier or harder for you to meet your revenue goals?
Well, I haven't again launched the offers I want to, so I don't know quite yet.
Okay.
So I'm only going off of what I did in past in terms of what I offered. So,
But you can also look at what are you thinking about charging? You
oh,
see what I'm
okay,
saying? You
sure,
could think,
sure.
so this can correct before you even put it out there, right? So when
Uh-huh.
you pick a price for something, you say, okay, I don't care if you've not told anybody, because you don't need to have told anybody to do this calculation for yourself. All you're
Oh,
going to do is look at this offer, look at the price that you have it at, whether it's public or not, and say, okay, how many of these would I have to sell to meet my monthly revenue goal? Because if
yeah,
I got to sell 20,000 to me, something wrong. You see that?
yes,
Yeah, yeah. So I would use that as like a litmus test, and you'll be ahead of the game. You have never undercharged yourself going public. So it's not too early to start thinking about this thing. It's also okay to think about it across the different businesses that you have, right? So even over there on the Poshmark, right? If the last time you had a shirt by this designer that's kind of like this and it flew off off out of the store, oh, then we need to charge a little more the next time. You know what I'm saying? So it still applies.
yes.
Cool beans. All right. YouTube is over here on fire. Tracy Lynn said harder, but I'm standing on business right now. My price is my price. I believe in my product and its price. I'll take quality satisfied clients who see the value of my products from now on. Yes, ma'am. That is the key, right? Because if you keep running into people that say they can't afford it or telling that your price is too high, that's simply not your ideal client for that offer. You have two choices. Number one is you can choose to do a different offer for them, okay? Because we're not giving them the same offer for less, okay? So number one, create another offer for them within a range that they claim they can afford or not, okay? Or go find the people that can afford it. Okay, so do that. All right. Shantali said my current pricing does make it easier to reach my revenue goals. I do need to update my refund guidelines and add one more tier to my 3 tiers. Love it. Okay, I love that. Okay, Kimberly said number 2 and number 3. I've lowered my prices at pop-up shops to get the sale. Definitely doesn't work for profit. I can't remember which one this is, but also reevaluate pricing quarterly and annually. Yes, baby, most definitely. So I love that for y'all. Let me see what's going on over here. The avatar. Yes. So it's funny because in studio, we have our whole pre-show stuff going on here in the studio. And I was talking to Dr. Tachi about a new offer that I am creating that is not even for my current ideal client. It will be almost like a faceless offer. It's not going to be connected to what I do now. But one of the things that I'm excited about is that this offer is not in a saturated market. It is clearly something that I can have kind of a higher price to because it doesn't have that many competitors, but it also, the transformation that it brings is more money for that avatar. And so I'm excited about that. But again, as I put it out there to different people, that premium pricing or whatever pricing I come up with, I'm going to be looking at that. Like, are the people that I'm targeting, are they biting on this offer at the price point, or are they feeling like it costs too much? And then I have a decision to make. Do I want to break down this offer to be less of a transformation so that I can reduce the price? So I'm not giving you the same high transformation offer for less. I'm just going to create, a subset of that offer and sell it for less. Or do I just want to go and find another kind of ideal client that can afford this? Because let me tell you how somebody can be your ideal client in every way, but if they cannot afford your offer, they are not ideal. I don't care how much else they align everywhere else. They are not ideal if they can't afford your offer. Now, let me tell you something else that I want y'all to consider, and that is when y'all dealing with these people, that y'all allow to talk you down on your offer, most likely, I'm going to say 11 times out of 10, that's going to be the worst client you ever had in your life. Because you would think that, oh, it was this amount, but I'm going to give it to you for this amount. And I'm giving it to you for such a reduced rate. So you should be the best client I have. No, that client is going to be the one that caused the most problems, challenge you the most, want the most out. They're going to want even more for less. They are the worst clients to have. Those are the kind of clients that make people not want to be entrepreneurs. Okay, so stop thinking a lower price is the answer to everything. It is not. Instead of lowering your price, look at things like how can you make sure you communicate the value of the transformation? Because it's not what they're investing, it's the return on investment that they should be focused on. Okay, and that should be higher than what they're paying. Okay, so focus on that. Another thing that you might want to focus on is the fact that, what is life like where they are versus where they're going? They want to be this new version of themselves, have the new version of their business, have the whatever the transformation is. That's the future. What is that future worth to you? Are you tired of suffering right now in the here and now? Are you ready for that future that you want? We need to start focusing on things like that. So messaging, defining the value. Some of y'all got very valuable offers, but you don't know how to describe it, right? You don't know how to show the value. You too busy up here saying you're going to get 3 recordings, you're going to get this, those are features. You need to be talking about benefits and transformations. How are they going to be different? That's what you need to be focused on. Okay. So some of y'all are afraid of your pricing because you're focused on that number, which is the investment and not the return. Okay. Yes, people pay big money for stuff, but they pay big money for stuff because they expect a big return. Okay, so sell the returns. Shawana said yes, and yes, that's why the price is the price. Yes, ma'am. Dr. Tachi said, and that's exactly why I won't work with those human beings. Human beings that was nice of you, Dr. Tachi. Yes, most definitely. And then Dr. Ayana said the avatar adjacent people and pricing. I love that. Alignment, baby, alignment. Cool beans. Now, this is the end of our series. This week, we talked about some good stuff, okay? So the theme for this week was set time boundaries for profit. We talked about what kind of business boundaries you should be setting so that you know what they should be and what the priorities should be with the boundaries. We talked about the boundaries starting with you, how to honor boundaries starting with you, okay? Then we talked about how to place them on other people and how to deal with that. And then today we have talked about the biggest boundary when it comes to your money, and that is your pricing. And I bet you never even thought about it as a boundary, but it really is. So anybody have any questions, any value adds, or any aha moments about this week?
I have one. I'm sorry.
What you got? Go ahead, Dr. Tachi.
Well, Dr. Ayana had her hand up.
Okay, Dr. Ayana.
Oh, you can go ahead, Touch.
Dr. Ayana.
Okay, there were just a couple of things that stood out. First of all, today was absolutely tremendous. No, I hadn't considered pricing as a boundary, but it definitely will put you out of bounds of your success if you don't pay attention to it. But this has truly been a great series and a great reminder that business success is not just random and that it does require true focus and a carved out dedicated time, just like a 9-to-5 job does. That was one of the standouts. And the other standout for me was yesterday when you alluded to what I term to be tone in boundary setting. I thought about the African proverb that talks about how if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you go together. And I just felt like this was important because, as you said, Shay, at times we're going to have to convey messages that may be perceived as objectionable. And you even alluded to that today. And depending on our quote unquote tone that you alluded to and the disc personality that we might be dealing with during our boundary setting. So I appreciated you giving the scripts that you gave to make boundary setting and wall placement more palatable to the people in our personal and professional spheres who we value. I've learned in my 367 years of life that we do need people in order to go far in business and life too. So being tone aware, that piece in relation to the disc appropriateness when we're setting our boundaries. I just felt like that was a crucial part that you kind of alluded to yesterday, because it determines whether we will build bridges to success or burn those bridges. And we really have to be conscious of that if we're trying to make money. So thank you for the whole series.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Dr. Ayana. Dr. Tachi.
I love I said what I said in you. So no, it's interesting that Dr. Ayana brings up the proverb, because you know that saying, if you hang around with chickens, you won't be able to soar with the eagles.
Yes.
So, it made me think about clients and avatars and all of that, and that there are too many chickens running around that want chicken pricing. It reminded me of, there was a group that wanted a live stream done because they had seen like the fantastic stuff that I had done for other people. So they said, God, we've seen what you've done for others. So they wanted that. And so, but the thing is, they were leaning on the nonprofit rubbish. Well, and the thing is, it's because I'm in this organization, and I'm like, so there's that thing too, where you're part of something and people believe that, number one, they're nonprofit, so it should be cheaper. Number two, you're part of us, so it should be cheaper. And that couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth. It's one thing if you do want to have special pricing or whatever, that's between you and them. But to be expected to do that is actually insulting. So that's when the whole chickens thing it came up. And if I want to soar with the Eagles price wise, I can't be trying to cater to chickens and giving them bird seed or whatever the hell chickens eat.
Yeah, I hear they eat a lot of stuff, but yep, bird seed and chicken feed, yeah, all that kind of stuff. But thank you for that. What you say, Dr. Ayana?
I said chickens, they peck at anything, so they actually eat feces. Anything that's on the ground, chickens eat
Bye,
it.
Dr. Ayana. I don't even know why I
Oh,
let you
how
read
nice.
again.
Oh,
Go
okay.
on. Go on.
I'll use
Been
another
trying to tell
bird.
y'all to stop eating chicken.
Cut it out. Cut it out. All right. I hope you enjoyed this week. It was great. Okay. Because with it being us being halfway through the year, I'm really trying to get you guys to make this shift of things that go beyond just the things that you assume will grow your business and increase your revenue, because our mindset is so pivotal and our how we spend our time is so important. And so that's why we're going over these things this month. We're doing time management all month long. So the quick tips are nice. However, in our paid membership, we give you a system and tools to create goal-centric productivity for effective results that should increase your revenue. So one of the tools available in the monthly is the monthly fuck up night virtual happy hour, which we're having tonight. Okay, because the membership focuses on coaching for time management related issues. However, this monthly event allows for business coaching to help you to actually what is stopping your money. So in addition to that, I already put in business nuggets into our private Slack channel, but I'm going to start being more intentional in dropping these business nuggets, because y'all know I'm a forever student. So I'm always around here researching and looking at trends and doing something different and working with different businesses on the service side of my business. So I need to bring that over to the coaching side more often. So I'm going to do that for the membership by dropping that stuff into the Slack channel. So all of this can be used to make more money in your business. So join us, shaycannon.com/membership. You definitely want to join now. It's $97 a month because we are raising the price to $147 a month. Okay. And that happens as soon as July 1st hits, the price will change. So shaycannon.com/membership. Join now. All right. Today is another great day to get these show notes. There's only two ways you can get it. One is by being inside of the free business mastermind group. They live in the file section. Or you can get the show notes and the entire morning show in your email inbox by going to shaycannon.com/show. This is free. What's going to happen is you're going to get 2 emails every broadcast day. One in the morning that says, hey, we're live on YouTube, come join us. And the other one in the afternoon that's going to send you a link to the replay and a link to the show notes. So shaycannon.com/show. Again, tonight what's happening in our free business mastermind is fuck up night virtual happy hour. This is the only time you can share your particular business obstacles and get live coaching from this award-winning fractional chief operating officer to 6 and 7 figure CEOs. But we allow our free group to come in halfway through the process. Your job, bring what's fucking up in your business so we can fix it over drinks. And so your event details are inside of the free group and on the dashboard of the paid group. All right. This has been the Her First Six Figures Morning Show, which is an interactive coaching and training experience as part of our free business mastermind group that positions Black and brown female online service-based entrepreneurs to generate the first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. So find out more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, and how to join our highly valuable free business mastermind group. In the description below, there's a link and more details, all right? If you have not already, please give us a thumbs up and like our episode. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And this was a 4-part series, so check out the other videos, all right? And with that, the studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day, everybody.